Shalom, Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, double honors to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, and Shalom to like out there doing this work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. All right, now I just want to get into a quick topic based upon Esau, and their future generations, man, because, the way that this earth is going, the way that this power structure is in place, man, is doing nothing but causing havoc on the planet, nothing but causing havoc to our lives on a constant basis. And we ready for that switch over. We ready for all of the punishment, the death and destruction to be brought upon Esau, and we ready for the restorement and plentifulness of our nation to rise up, in its rightful stead, man. It's been long, it's been long overdue, long overdue. And Esau and these generations of today, they gotta feel it, man. But yeah, I want to start off with I'm gonna jump around, a little bit in this chapter. So Isaiah 14, and I'm gonna start at verse. I started. I start at verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. And it's the day that we're looking for, and that day is slowly approaching, that thou take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how have the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. And this is what we doing. We taking these words of the Most High, these proverbs, these wise words, these wise sayings, of the Lord, and telling them how his rule is coming to an end. And they doing everything within their power, to make us look bad, to make us look as, like we're black extremists, like we're future terrorists or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They trying to do all of these things when all we do is speak, thus saith the Lord. We don't come out threatening with physical violence. We know that this is a spiritual warfare, according to 2 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, So we're doing everything right and keeping our composure about things, but just because of the way that we speak about things and because it's so rough, raw, and rugged, and America is all about this lollipop dance around. You can't really be truthful with people, because you might offend somebody, so they got a problem with it, man, verse 5, the Lord have broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continuous stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Hey, he truly ruling the people with a continuous, this is like a never-ending lash, Just imagine, like how we see the old pictures of hardcore bondage, our people being whipped with lashes. Hey, Paul, him speaking on how he was received, 40 strokes save one, I believe. This is just like a continual lashing that hasn't stopped since they came into power, man. It's thing after thing, and in every avenue, in every aspect of our lives, they're controlling us, man. From, hey, what does it say in the book of Deuteronomy? Deuteronomy 28 and 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. So in every aspect, that's right there, and hunger, with the foods, the markets, you know, everything that's being put in them, the GMOs, in the the urban neighborhoods, you might. I remember there was one store, like in my old area. Um, it was uh, it was an Ephraimite store, and I mean, like, damn near everything that was in that store was expired, man. That's how bad it was, man. That's how bad it was. You know, when you go to these, they have, it's like this thing where, um, they give away food, right? And you gotta pretty much, I forgot what it was called, because it was like in, I think it was like 2009, like 2010, something like 2009, 2010, something like that, where they pretty much give away food. You could come down, what I'm saying? They give you a ticket or whatever, what I'm saying? You wait to be called, and they give you some bags of food and stuff like that. And the stuff that they give you, everything is pretty much expired. That's why they're giving it to you. So they're really acting as though, they're doing something good for you when they're giving you stuff that's expired. You know, I mean, you can't get around it, man. You can't get around it. And in thirst and in nakedness, the clothing and stuff like that. And in one of all things, every aspect of our lives, from the jobs making crappy minimum wages and all of that type of stuff, man. The inflation keep going up, so the more money that you actually think you making, they actually taking it away from you, because the cost of living adjustment, what I'm saying, the COLA, and he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he had destroyed thee. And all lives, all every avenue of our lives, we are destroyed except spiritually, that we have the Most High Yahweh Shemel Shah. That's the only way that we're not destroyed within the society, because we have our mind toward the Lord. We have our faith toward the Lord, and that's all we need at the end of the day. All the physical things of this world, it would be nice to have a little something, but hey, we got to make do with what we have, um, what was that? Slocky. Yeah. Let me I want to jump down because I don't want to read the whole thing. I jump down to verse 7. It says, "The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow is come up against us. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at the coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth that have raised up from their thrones, all the kings of the nations. All, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? Hey, because all of these nations are going to rise up, for that World War III up against America. And hey, this whole place is going to be laid down. The whole world is not going to be known as it was before, because we're going to be at that point. We're going to be entering into our rulership, and the earth can actually rejoice. That it can be used in its proper manner. That it can actually have the land Sabbath. It can actually grow. It can actually replenish. And it can actually nourish us as it's supposed to. The trees can actually grow beautifully. The flowers, things can be used for this correct purpose. You don't have to have oil being drilled relentlessly, up out of the earth, drying the earth out, man, giving the earth eczema and scabs and boils and, what I'm saying, different things all over it, man, um, and speaking on what verse 10, because the other nations, they see that America is crumbling. You know, that's why you're seeing such um, such determination of these other nations to do the things in which they're doing. To set up their own monetary systems. You know what I'm saying? To be going back and forth with America in a way in the way that they are. You know, verse 11: Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, the noise of thy vows, the worms is spread underneath under thee, and the worms cover thee. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nations? And this is Esau. Hey, you did everything to weaken the nations, but what you fallen just as weak, Uh, I want to jump down. uh, right to verse 21, and it says, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. And this is what you devils are headed for, man. Prepare slaughter for your children, all the generations of today, for the things in which your forefathers did. Because what? You are your forefathers coming back, and you got to pay for those things, man. And that's why it gets into it in Revelations, where it says, all eyes shall see him, even those which pierced him, man. Because they're going to be back within this present time, and they're going to have to see it as well, man. And they're going to be shook, you know what I'm saying? Because the Most High, ain't no telling how the Most High going to do it, but the Most High could put it in their spirit, like, and they could see things like, oh, you remember you did this? Oh, to me, you know what I'm saying? That'll even put more fear, man. I wouldn't put it past the Most High to do something like that, man. For the more dramatic effect and to put more fear in the people, man. More fear than they already going to have. A prepared slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. And hold on, let me read this too. For I will rise up against them, the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. And I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. So all these future generations that are benefiting, off of our destruction, hey, you got a hand to play into this, man. You got a big, big hand to play into this. So you can't play innocent like you're not playing a part, because your part is not speaking up, on behalf of the things that was done and saying that's wrong. Like, yo, these people should be put up in this in a different stead. They need to be, you know what I'm saying? Even though we know it wasn't meant to play out like that, but hey, a decent person, you know what I'm saying, recognizing the things that happen, would try to do something within their power to rectify certain situations or to make amends as best as they could. But that never happened, man. Hey, so I want to go to Job 21, and I want to start at Job 21:7. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty in power? Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. So they get to see their children rise up. They don't have the statistic over their children said, you know what I'm saying, might be dead before 25 and stuff like that, man. But it's like that for our people growing up in these urban communities and stuff like that, man. Whether so-called black or whether so-called Hispanic, man. We all in the ghettos throughout all of America and throughout the world, man. It's the same thing, man. Their seed is established in their sight with them, and their offspring before their eyes. Their houses are safe from fear, neither is a rod of Yahweh upon them. Why? Because the Most High is not dealing with them. The Most High is dealing with us, according to Amos, the 3rd chapter. Therefore, he punishes us for our iniquities. You know what I'm saying? Because he's with us, man. Their bull gendereth and felleth not. Their cow calfeth and casteth not her calf. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance. You don't see our, not that our children don't have the ability, to be going to, you know, ballerinas school, and all that different stuff. But who do you mainly see that happening for? You mainly see it happening for Edomites. Even when you look at the movies, the ballerinas of ballet or whatever all of that stuff is called. You know what I'm saying? You see their children being able to do that safely, man. But a lot of times, in the ghettos, man, you see Jake trying to do extracurricular activities. Somewhere in the hood, you got to worry about gunshots flying around places, man. You know what I'm saying? You may fear for your children's life every second doing anything, man. Esau don't have these type of fears that we have, man. And this all goes to the prepare slaughter for his children, because they get to enjoy, you know what I'm saying, the fruits of this land based off of what their forefathers did, not because they actually earned it. So they gotta pay too, man. They gotta pay too. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ. They spend their days in wealth, and in a moment go down to the grave. You know, and hey, this is how they live, man. Like you seeing, looking at all of the Rothschilds and all these different people, and just not even the elites, just average everyday Edomites. How do they end up? They usually end up retiring, what I'm saying, over a half a mil to at least a mil or more, what I'm saying, in retirement and all of this, and their life is good. They passing stuff down to their children. This stuff doesn't happen for Jake, man. This stuff does not happen for Jake. They pass on goods to their children. We pass on bills to our people, when our family members die and stuff like that, man. you know. And this is the odds of Jacob and Esau and how things were meant to go in this current state. But we're in a transference of power, and things are no longer going to be like this. And all of you devils are truly going to pay for it, man. And you deserve it, man. Your time is up, So with that, I hope this short segment was edifying. And I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakwadash, number one to the apostles and the elders, great millstone, and Shalom to Lek out there doing his work of faith and labor of love and true sincerity. Shalom.